that pain in your head, it's not just some random annoyance you're supposed to power through. Think of it as a specific signal from your body, a warning light on your personal dashboard telling you that something is out of balance. But what if you could actually understand what that signal means? In this video, we're going to decode those warning signs. I'll show you how to figure out the type of headache you're dealing with and, more importantly, the simple, targeted home remedy that can actually fix what's causing it. My goal is that by the end of this, you'll not only know why your head hurts, but have a real plan to find relief. Understanding your body's alarm system. Before we get into specific remedies, we need to understand what your body is even trying to tell you with this pain. A headache isn't really the problem itself, it's the alarm bell. To figure out what the alarm is for, you need to know that headaches fall into two major categories: primary and secondary. A primary headache is when the headache is the main problem. The pain isn't a symptom of another illness. This group includes the usual suspects we all know: tension headaches, migraines, and cluster headaches. A secondary headache is different. It's a sign that something else is going on in your body. This could be something as simple as a sinus infection, or in rare cases, a more serious condition. Getting this distinction is the first step. For most of this video, we're going to focus on the common primary headaches, but definitely stick around, because later I'll cover the red flag symptoms that mean your headache is a secondary issue that needs a doctor's attention right away. Decoding tension headaches. The vice grip. Let's start with the most common headache on the entire planet, the tension headache. If you've ever felt that constant dull ache on both sides of your head, like a band is squeezing your forehead, you know what I'm talking about. The pain is more of a persistent pressure than a throbbing, and you might feel it creeping up from your neck and shoulders. So, what's the warning here? Tension headaches are usually caused by muscle contractions in your head and neck. The biggest triggers are stress, anxiety, exhaustion, or even just bad posture. Think about it. Hours hunched over a laptop, clenching your jaw in a meeting, or sleeping funny. All of that creates the muscle strain that leads to this exact kind of pain. Since the root of the problem is muscle tension, the fix is all about relaxation. First up, and this is the easiest one, try a warm compress or a hot shower. Let that heat soak into the back of your neck and shoulders. It helps relax those tight muscles and can bring almost instant relief. Next, a little self-massage can work wonders. You don't need to be a pro. Just use your fingertips and apply firm, steady pressure to your temples, scalp, neck, and shoulders. You're getting right to the source of the pain and manually working out those knots. For long-term relief, you have to deal with the triggers. Start practicing relaxation techniques like deep breathing when you feel stressed. Just taking a minute to breathe slowly can calm your body's stress response. And be mindful of your posture. Set a reminder to sit up straight, roll your shoulders back, and take stretch breaks away from your screen. Decoding migraines, the debilitating throb. All right, let's talk about migraines. A migraine isn't just a bad headache, it's a full-on neurological event. The classic sign is a severe throbbing pain, usually on just one side of the head. It's the kind of pain that can make doing anything feel impossible. But the warning signs go beyond pain. Migraines often bring friends, like extreme sensitivity to light and sound, nausea, and sometimes vomiting. Some people even get what's called an aura beforehand, where they see flashing lights or wavy lines. The exact cause is still being figured out, but it's linked to changes in the brain's chemistry and nerve pathways. Triggers are very personal, but often include hormonal changes, stress, messed up sleep schedules, and even certain foods or drinks. When a migraine hits, your body is basically begging you to shut everything down. So, listen to it. The most effective thing you can do is retreat to a dark, quiet room. Cutting out light and sound can seriously dial down the intensity. Next, a cold compress is your best friend. Wrap an ice pack in a towel and apply it to your forehead, temples, or the back of your neck. It can have a numbing effect and may help with the blood vessel issues that contribute to the pain. Hydration is also a big one. Dehydration is a known trigger, so sipping water can help. And for a gentler approach, some people find relief by dabbing a little peppermint or lavender essential oil on their temples. Peppermint oil has menthol, which can help relax muscles and ease pain when you apply it. Okay, quick pause. If you're having some aha moments right now and finally putting a name to your headache, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's a small click, but it tells me this is helpful and allows more people to find this video. Decoding sinus headaches, the pressure cooker. Ever feel a deep, constant pain in your cheekbones, forehead, or right on the bridge of your nose? Does it get worse when you lean forward? If that sounds familiar, you're probably dealing with a sinus headache. This is a secondary headache, and its warning is crystal clear. Your sinuses are inflamed and blocked. This is called sinusitis, and it's usually caused by allergies or an infection like a cold. That leads to swelling and a mucus backup in your sinus cavities, which creates that intense feeling of pressure. So our goal here is to reduce that inflammation and get those sinuses draining. The opposite of a migraine, a warm, compressing your face can feel amazing. The heat helps soothe the area and can thin out the mucus. Steam is another fantastic tool. You can lean over a bowl of hot water with a towel over your head or just take a hot, steamy shower. To give it a boost, add a few drops of eucalyptus oil to the water. It's great for helping to open up your nasal passages. A saline nasal spray or a natai pot can also bring a lot of relief. They flush out your nasal passages, washing away irritants and moisturizing your sinuses. And like with other headaches, drinking plenty of water is a must to help thin the mucus and ease the pressure. For a more advanced trick, you can try acupressure by pressing firmly on the drilling bamboo points, right at the inner corners of your eyebrows where they meet the bridge of your nose. Decoding cluster headaches. The sudden strike. Cluster headaches are much rarer, but they are without a doubt one of the most severe types of pain a person can experience. The pain is excruciating, often described as a sharp, burning, or piercing feeling in or around one eye. They're called cluster headaches because they show up in cycles. Someone might get these attacks every day for weeks or months, and then they'll disappear for a while. Other symptoms usually pop up on the same side as the pain, like a red, watery eye, a runny or stuffy nose, and facial swelling. The cause isn't totally clear, but is thought to involve a part of the brain called the hypothalamus. Because these are so severe, this is not something to manage on your own. This is where a doctor's guidance is absolutely essential. That said, avoiding known triggers like alcohol and strong smells is critical during a cluster period. Some people find a bit of relief by applying a cold pack to the painful area. But the main message here is, if you think you're having cluster headaches, you need to see a healthcare professional for a proper diagnosis and treatment plan. The red flags, when to seek immediate help. We've been talking about the common headache signals, but sometimes that alarm bell is a full-blown fire alarm. These are the red flag headaches, and they signal a serious problem that needs immediate medical evaluation. Please pay close attention to this. If you experience any of the following, don't try to treat it at home. Get medical care right away. First, a thunderclap headache. This is a headache that is sudden, explosive, and unbearably severe, hitting its peak intensity in less than a minute. Second, a headache that starts after a head injury, no matter how minor it seems. Third, a headache that comes with other neurological symptoms. Things like confusion, weakness or numbness anywhere in your body, vision changes, trouble speaking, or seizures. Fourth, a headache with a high fever, a stiff neck, nausea, and vomiting. These could be signs of meningitis. And finally, a new type of headache that starts after the age of 50. And this is especially true if you're over 65, or any headache that just keeps getting worse over time and never really goes away. These are your body's most urgent warnings. Please listen to them. Universal habits for a headache-free life. While we've focused on targeted fixes, there are a few universal habits you can build to stop many headaches from even starting. First, hydration. Seriously, drink water all day long. Dehydration is a huge and very common trigger for almost every type of headache. Second, sleep. Try to stick to a consistent sleep schedule. For some people, both too little and too much sleep can be a trigger. Third, look at your diet. Pay attention and see if certain foods, like those with a lot of caffeine or processed additives, seem to bring on your headaches, and then try to avoid them. Finally, be careful with over-the-counter pain medicine. If you use it too often, it can cause something called a medication overuse headache, which is a rebound effect where the medicine itself starts causing the pain. Here's the bottom line. Your headache isn't random. It's a specific message. By learning to listen to your body and figure out if you're feeling the vice grip of tension, the throb of a migraine, the pressure of a sinus issue, or the sharp strike of a cluster headache, you can stop just suffering and start actively solving the problem with the right remedy. You now have the tools to decode these signals and take real action toward feeling better. Now, I want to hear from you. After hearing all this, what type of headache do you think you experience most often? Share your story in the comments. It's amazing how helpful it can be to read other people's experiences and feel a little less alone in all this. For more deep dives into how your body works and how you can keep it healthy, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next.